On 7 News tonight, the undercover sting. One nation's secret talks with America's powerful gun lobby exposed.
She sank off 1770. Today, an inquest began into the deaths of 6 crew members of the Diane, and the sole survivor told his story. We're in the outback as rain from ex-tropical cyclone Trevor brings relief for farmers. And the new course teaching teens to put down their phones and communicate face to face.
This is 7 News with Kay McGrath and Max Futcher.
Good evening. One nation has been busted trying to sell out Australia's gun laws to the powerful American gun lobby.
Pauline Hanson's chief advisor, James Ashby, was secretly recorded asking an undercover reporter for $20 million in exchange for watering down our strict gun control. To breaking news now, and an unfolding emergency at southeast Queensland hospitals. Marlena Wapp, what's the problem?
Max, all hospitals in the southeast are struggling to cope in the face of unprecedented demand across Brisbane, the Gold Coast and the Sunshine Coast. The Health Minister and Queensland's Chief Health Officer called a snap media conference in Brisbane a short time ago. They say critically ill patients will be treated first, but they're urging anyone with less urgent health issues to go to a GP instead of the emergency department. Never before has demand been this high at this time of the year. A spike in summer flu cases and heat-related illnesses have put extra pressure on hospitals. The state government's announced emergency funding worth $3 million to help pay for extra staff in beds in both public and private hospitals.
The sole survivor of one of Queensland's worst commercial fishing tragedies could hear his friends' screams for help as the vessel capsized. 6 men perished when the fishing vessel Diane sank in treacherous conditions off the town of 1770.
Police are calling for the public's help after a teenager was shot at Currabee. Mackenzie Rawn, how serious are the boys' injuries? Mackenzie Rawn. The survivor of a shark attack in the Whitsunday says he's looking forward to getting back in the water. He's recovering in hospital after becoming the 4th victim of an attack in the region in recent months.
It's been a day of steady, soaking rain in Western Queensland, just the way farmers like it. A gift from the remnants of Cyclone Trevor, now working its way through the state's drought-ravaged interior. Tony Auden has the weather soon. And in sport, Ben Hunt back to haunt his old club. And Ash Barty edges closer to a career milestone.
Ben Hunt and the Dragons arrived in Brisbane this afternoon throwing haymakers. Brisbane have become their bunnies recently, and St George claim it's because their halves crack under pressure. That's our sport.
Thank you, Shane. I didn't know you were that funny. Coles is turning to robots to supply customers with online orders more quickly. The supermarket giant has signed up with British online retailer Ocado to build automated warehouses in Sydney and Melbourne. Within 4 years, an army of small robots will pluck groceries from vertical stacking systems, loading them into customers' boxes ready for delivery. No word on when the system will come to Queensland.
It's hard to believe it's come to this, reteaching Queensland's screen-addicted teens about face-to-face communication.
And keep the brolly handy for the next few days. I'll have the details on all this forecast rain coming up next.
Best quality, bargain price. The top 5 tricks to save on your weekly supermarket shop. On Sunrise tomorrow.
Pictures just in now as the drought-stricken outback receives a good drop of rain. 40 millimetres has just fallen in the past 3 hours in Buckhaldon. Very welcome. One nation has been busted in a TV sting asking America's powerful gun lobby for $20 million in exchange for watering down Australia's gun laws. And Queensland Health has asked anyone with non-urgent health issues to avoid emergency wards and go to their GP instead because of unprecedented demand.
Weather now, and Tony, it's all about the rain tonight.
Yes, Max, it's been heavy for some areas out west and the first drops are starting to fall in the southeast this evening. It's all coming from a cloud band spanning right across Queensland, and this morning that high cloud provided this spectacular sunrise across the southeast. Thanks to Weather Watch for sending in this pic. Temperature-wise, still pretty muggy, and my forecast of a cooler day in Brisbane missed the mark thanks to thinner cloud, but southern spots did see some lower tops, just 29 degrees for Beaudesert, Canungra and the Gold Coast. This evening that rain is starting to thicken up inland on the radar. Zooming out, heavier falls around Charleville over the past day, with storms and rain also extending up past Longreach towards ex-tropical cyclone Trevor up near Mount Isa. No warnings current for heavy rain and winds right across the far west. Tomorrow a cold front sweeps up the New South Wales coast and reaches southeast Queensland. It'll bring some cooler air for us as rain also builds towards the coast, with Trevor slowly moving east across western Queensland and heavier falls continuing out west. Onto the capitals now, dry with low to mid-20s for Adelaide, Hobart, Melbourne and Sydney. To northern Queensland, showers with tops in the low 30s for Cairns and Townsville. Just a possible sprinkle for Mount Isa as the heavier rain clears further east. Heading south, rain and possible heavy falls between Longreach and Charleville. Then lighter rain totals further east across the Downs and Wide Bay Burnett. A few showers for the Capricornia coast. Across the southeast, those temperatures drop a few degrees thanks to that cooler change and the rain. It could be wet for most of the day, with some falls pushing up to 30 or 40 millimetres. Tops around 25 or 26 on the map here, but it will feel cooler out in the wind. Perhaps pack a second layer if you do normally feel the cold easily. Bodie's southeast winds picking up to 30 knots during the morning, and strong wind warnings have been issued for both the bay and offshore waters. So in Brisbane, a 95% chance of showers and rain tomorrow. Totals generally around 20 to 30 millimetres, heavier in some spots, 21 up to 26 degrees. Then looking ahead, the rain hangs around into Thursday, easing to a couple of showers on Friday before another band of rain and storms likely moves across on Saturday before bringing soaking, or possibly bringing some more soaking falls to the southeast. Onto the Ipswich 7-day forecast now. Temperatures starting to climb as those skies clear on Friday, 29 degrees in, up to 32 on Saturday. Gold Coasters, Sunday is looking like the peak of the weekend after that next round of storms clears away late on Saturday, a sunny top of 27 degrees. And onto the Sunshine Coast, as with much of the southeast, most spots should see over 50 millimetres during the course of the next week, and some spots will push higher. Kay and Max, I'm looking forward to the sound of some raindrops on the roof.
And you're not alone there. Thanks, Tony. And that's all from us this Tuesday. Thanks for your company.
Updates across the evening. More news tonight with the latest at 11 p.m, and sunrise tomorrow morning starts at 5:30.
But for now, from all the team, have a very good night.
Good night.